Hey there, it's Ray, and welcome to the In a Nutshell series, where I try to make short summaries of games and other media. For this video, we're doing Super Meat Boy Forever, a sequel to the original 2010 game Super Meat Boy, released in 2020 by Team Meat. Unlike the original game, this game is an auto-runner, meaning you automatically run left and right, and you have to jump over and slide under obstacles that come your way. Now, here's the thing, I don't outright hate this game, and I'm aware of the whole review bombing situation, but I'm just giving my honest opinion on it. While I've finished the game, I honestly think that mixing auto-runner elements into Super Meat Boy doesn't make it seem like a true sequel to me, especially considering auto-runners are apparently known to barely give you time to react and make precise movements. At least, that's what I heard. And also it has some puzzle elements in it, and the puzzle game genre is somewhat of a pet peeve to me. It's still a good game, it's just that there's quite a few problems I have with it, with the first one being that the controls kind of stop working less than half of the time. When I was rapid fire tapping the jump key at one point, the game just would not register those taps and my character ended up dying. This tends to make it somewhat hard for me when fighting some of the bosses. The cutscenes are very cool, in my honest opinion, and the animation seems much more fluid. The animation is done by Paul Tervoord, who also animated episodes for Ed's World. Regarding the animation for the pause screens, Dang it. Dr. F's obvious hatred for everyone is much more accentuated and detailed, so I was especially taken aback when he violently lunged forward and flipped me off with both hands. I mean, he did the same thing in the first game, but still, it was quite surprising when I first witnessed it. Alright, so now that I'm done expatiating about what I think of the game, I think it's about time that we start attempting to summarize it. I'm gonna get that started. The game starts with a narration in the form of both text and a voice introducing Meat Boy, his girlfriend Bandage Girl, and a new character going by the name of Nugget, their little bundle of joy. Aww. It also introduces the shovel-carrying Dr. F, who still hates us, and when the narrator states that he's not a real doctor, also shows his hatred towards the narrator. He is shown approaching the family of three. Instead of attacking Meat Boy and taking Bandage Girl, he attacks both Meat Boy and Bandage Girl and takes Nugget. The two later regain their consciousness and notice that their daughter is missing. They set off to rescue her. Thankfully, nobody explodes at the end of this intro. This intro is essentially retold in the first world starting cutscene, which references the intro sequence for Super Mario RPG. Actually, all of the starting cutscenes for each world reference games such as Contra, Kirby's Adventure, and Super Metroid. Immediately when you start the level, you get the ability to play as either Meat Boy or Bandage Girl. Anyways, long expositions aside, Meat Boy and Bandage Girl traverse through the forest, and every time they get to Nugget... I don't think I should show that. Did my game just crash? Anyways, the duo reach a dead end. Suddenly, the ground starts shaking and a nightmarish piece of machinery known as Big Slugger bursts through the trees. Inside, Dr. F laughs at them and Nugget inadvertently messes with him, and as a result, she is still sitting there having a great time and she wasn't thrown at the walls of the machine. She's totally fine. Okay, no, seriously, she's actually doing okay from that. Meat Boy and Bandage Girl climb the cliff and Dr. F follows them in his machine and prepares to strike. Nugget, who is doing fine, very cutely presses a red button numerous times and ends up ejecting the two out of the machine. Dr. F is furious. So furious, goodness gosh. They land at a disturbing looking clinic. Meat Boy and Bandage Girl proceed to follow them. Meanwhile, various forest animals surround the now smoking machine. A squirrel who is missing an arm climbs the machine and looks at the destruction and casualties caused by it. He reacts accordingly. The duo eventually find Dr. F, who has Nugget tied to a leash and is containing a sentient brain in a jar. He then throws him into a huge pile of glass shards. Meat Boy and Bandage Girl shrug it off, but then the glass shards start floating courtesy of the brain. A rather disturbing vices is formed out of said shards, an ECG monitor, metal pipes, wires, and syringes. The game calls him Manic Manipulator, but I'll just call him Manic for short. This is interrupted by Nugget playing with a light switch. Dr. F drags her with him and the duo proceed to fight Manic. After Manic is defeated, his boss form breaks down and quite literally explodes. The two approach the brain, who telekinetically raises a shard in an attempt to defend himself. The two start walking away in response. Meanwhile, the squirrel stands before multiple graves. Behind him, the other forest animals are helping pull the machine. The squirrel places his stick arm's leaf onto a grave. Meat Boy and Bandage Girl later confront Dr. F in a city called Tetanusville. They show their silent contempt for him. Dr. F in response presses a button and laughs at their expense. Below him, several doors close and a beam shoots out of the last one, separating Meat Boy and Bandage Girl. A new foe appears going by the name of Lab Guardian. This, personally, is my least favorite boss of the game. Dr. F sits back on a chair and watches. Nugget throws a robot armadillo ball thing and wrecks one of the Lab Guardian's shield robots. The Lab Guardian uses his other shield robot and starts shooting electricity. Nugget continues to play with more deadly objects. Meat Boy and Bandage Girl proceed to defeat the Lab Guardian, whose door absolutely explodes backwards, throwing him and making him blast off like Team Rocket. Dr. F throws his chair at Bandage Girl, fuming at the defeat. Dr. F then inadvertently teaches Nugget a gesture she should not be learning at her age. Bandage Girl finds it amusing though. Meat Boy, however, does not approve of this babysitting strategy. I really like how he can unlock doors by literally flipping off the scanner. That's pretty funny. Nugget's very furious parents proceed to run after the two, determined to rescue their daughter. Meanwhile, an exhausted Manic forms a dangerous sculpture of Dr. F, which the leader scroll, apparently officially known as Solid Scroll, whom I will refer to as S, and the machine-tugging animals notice. S approaches the two, and Manic tries to scare him away in response. Instead, S invites him to join their team. Manic agrees and connects himself to the machine, powering it up as a result, meaning that the deer don't have to keep carrying it around anymore. Meat Boy and Bandage Girl confront Dr. F at a laboratory, with the latter responding with slow clapping and a slow walk down a couple of stairs, all while Nugget is glued to an iPad. Meat Boy and Bandage Girl prepare their beatdown on Dr. F, but then they hear more walking and look around to see multiple clones of Dr. F. This does not stop Meat Boy and Bandage Girl as they beat up the many clones and punch him so hard that he flies backwards and his shoe unties. Oh, not the remote. A hatch opens from above and starts raining hollowed out Meat Boy corpses? Dr. F's laughter is interrupted by Big Slugger chainsawing the wall open, the force knocking Dr. F down. Nugget has found something that can replace the fidget spinner. Never say that again. Dr. F gets up and stares in shock at his machine, which is surrounded and commandeered by multiple animals and a sentient brain. Meat Boy and Bandage Girl stare in amazement at them. As Dr. F repossesses his shoe, Nugget sees the animals. She is excited about this. Manic uses Big Slugger to prepare an attack on Dr. F, and S gestures forward. The entire team starts approaching Dr. F, who nonchalantly pulls out the remote and presses it, self-destructing the machine. Nugget's smile fades away as the machine explodes, killing the animals, killing Manic, and injuring S. This breaks Nugget, and she starts crying. It's heartbreaking to see. Dr. F tries to calm her down, which doesn't work. Meat Boy and Bandage Girl manage to get out of their situation and notice their sobbing child. As they approach Dr. F angrily, the scroll climbs towards a button on Dr. F's throne. An alarm goes off, which gets the attention of Dr. F, Meat Boy, and Bandage Girl. They see the scroll uncovering the button and proceeding to press it. Dr. F looks at him as if he's saying, "No, please no, don't do this." S flips it off, dies, and falls on top of the button. This causes the throne's gems to act weird, the weirdness spreading throughout the entire room. Turns out that the button caused the timeline to be fractured. As a result, when Nugget's parents run towards her and try to save her, they suddenly freeze in position, they start aging, Dr. F disappears, they get sucked into a spiral, the world explodes, and the fragments get stuck into a multicolored vortex. I have no idea what just happened. Meat Ninja and Bandage Ripper walk down a path and see Dr. F and Nugget at the end of it. They proceed to run towards Dr. F and attempt to punch him, only for him to turn into stars and ascend to the sky above, which is now storming. The two look on as chunks of rock and literal planets start flying towards a vortex. A galaxy and a very shining star form eyes, while cosmic rocks form hands. This new foe is Omega Alpha, whom the two quickly defeat. As a result, Omega Alpha fades away. The two watch on as stars accumulate into one big star, which reveals a still crying Nugget. She stops crying when she sees her parents, who embrace her. Suddenly, everything starts rumbling and Omega Alpha comes back, breaking off a piece of the platform and throwing it at the family. The two immediately put out their hands to stop the huge chunk of cosmic rock from crushing them. They're not able to hold it for much longer and they tell Nugget to go. Nugget has an idea. She approaches Omega Alpha and offers him her pacifier. This causes Omega Alpha to falter, dissolve into stars, and turn back to Dr. F. He approaches Nugget, who hands him the pacifier. The act of kindness causes him to let out a tear of happiness. A smile forms and he takes out a hand to pet Nugget affectionately, prompting her parents to send him flying. As time reverses, Dr. F flies straight into a wall, his jaw breaking. The time reversal makes Meat Ninja and Bandage Ripper get younger. When the process is finished, they notice Nugget is missing. They find her walking towards the downed Dr. F. They hear rumbling and turn to see Big Slugger chainsawing the wall open. The team commandeering it falter when they see Dr. F's current state. S runs towards Dr. F's unconscious body and checks it. He takes off his headband, which disintegrates. The rest of the team all look on as the pieces fly away. He goes to Meat Boy, Bandage Girl, and Nugget and salutes them. They react accordingly. S then goes back to Big Slugger and gestures to Manic that they are now heading off. The family waves at them as they ride off, prompting the scroll to let out a tear from his covered eye. Meat Boy gives Nugget a new pacifier and the family start heading off as well, only to be interrupted by Dr. F having a tantrum. Meat Boy disapproves. He gives Nugget a kiss and they continue walking off in the distance. Amidst Dr. F's rage, he ends up hitting one of his suit's hands, revealing the pacifier Nugget gave him. He calms down and stares at Nugget, who happily waves at him. He waves back in response. During the credits, we see images of Meat Boy, Bandage Girl, and Nugget having fun and enjoying life. We also get one last image showing S and the rest of his team caring for nature and planting new trees. The game ends with the family finishing up a picnic, Nugget flipping off a butterfly, and after packing up they walk off in the distance. Well guys, this has been In a Nutshell, and you thought that would be the end. Of course it didn't end there. The camera pans into the ground and goes through multiple security systems, finally going into a room where Dr. F sits at a desk typing on a keyboard. He then flicks a red switch and turns to a pipe system, which starts spewing glowing green sludge and generating Meat Boys, with quite a few of them looking around and confusing, some of them looking kind of strange and some looking very familiar. Dr. F is satisfied by his outcome, and the game actually ends with him grabbing a shotgun loaded with glowing green sludge. This foreshadows a spin-off of the series that released 3 years later. I tried the demo myself, and I do not blame the people who don't seem to like it as much. Well guys, this has been a rather long in a nutshell video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you next time.